Hi, my name is Ashlyn, and I'm going to teach you to crochet a perfect circle with math. The materials you need today are scissors, a crochet hook, yarn, and a yarn needle. To begin, we need to make a magic ring. Put the tail down on top of your hand, bring it behind your hand, and make an X on the front of your hand. Then, turn your hand over, put your hook into the yarn over, and pull through a loop, just like that. This creates a magic ring, and you can pull all of the ends until it's nice and tight. Now we need to make 6 single crochets into our magic ring. To make a single crochet, we need to insert our hook into the ring. Then we're going to yarn over, grab the yarn, pull it through the loop, yarn over, and pull through both of the loops we just made. The reason we're using 6 single crochets is because we're using the circumference formula to calculate our measurements, with the circumference being 2 times pi times r, approximating pi to 3, and using the radius as each single crochet, we'll end up having a radius of 1 for our first circle. Because 2 times 3 times 1 is equal to 6, we're doing 6 single crochets for our first row. Once you've finished your last single crochet, it's easy to check how many you've made by counting the loops on the top. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we know that we've made 6 single crochets, so we can close our magic ring by pulling on the loop on the end there, pulling it as tight as we can until it closes out. We can finish off our first row by inserting our hook into the first single crochet that we made. We're going to insert our hook into both loops, and this will be called a slip stitch. Make sure your hook goes through both the top loops of the first single crochet, and then you're going to yarn over and then pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Now you've completed the first row of your circle with a radius 1 and circumference 6. Now for row 2. Begin with a chain stitch, so yarn over and pull through. And then in this row, we're going to have 12 single crochets in total. So since there were 6 single crochets in the previous round, that means that each stitch needs to have 2 single crochets in it. So you see how I'm inserting my hook into the same stitch? We need to do that for each stitch in this row. The reason that we're doing 12 single crochets is because the radius is going to be equal to 2. So 2 times 3 times 2 equals 12, which is our circumference. I'll meet you at the end. Once we finish that last increase, we can count our stitches just like we did on the first row by looking at those top loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. So we can finish off with the slip stitch just like we did before. Insert your hook into both loops of that first stitch that we just made. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now we can begin row 3. We're going to chain stitch to start off the row, and we need to have 18 single crochets in total. Since there's 12 stitches in the previous row, that means that every other stitch is going to have an increase. So we'll insert our hook into the first stitch, do a single crochet, and in the next stitch we'll have 2 single crochets. So this is called an increase. Okay, let's do it again. Single crochet, and then increase. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, now we're at the end of the row. Again, 1 single crochet, and then 1 increase. We'll finish this off just like as before with a slip stitch through the first single crochet that we made. Okay, that's the end of row 3. Row 4, as you've probably predicted, is going to have 24 single crochets. If you haven't noticed, we're increasing by 6 single crochets each time. To do 24 stitches and 18 stitches, we need to do an increase for every 3rd stitch. So single crochet, and then increase. So 1, 2, and then that third one's going to be an increase right there. Feel free to replay this video as many times as you need. I'm going to go ahead and skip through to the end. So now we're at the end, and we can slip stitch into that first stitch that we made, just like we had before. This is all the rows I'm going to be doing for today, but this shows us a radius of 4 with a circumference of 24. Finishing off our circle, we need to do a chain stitch, pull it tight, take your hook out, and then grab your scissors, cut it, leaving a little bit of a tail, and then pull that excess through. Pull it tight, and then that's it. All you have left to do is use your yarn needle and you can sew in these ends. I hope you enjoyed today's video and learned a little bit about how you can use math to crochet.